So you want to lead men into battle and you want to know everything about how to play as a squad leader in Hell Let Loose. Well, you have come to the right place. The question is, are you up to the task? Hello everyone, my name is Burning Wiki and I will tell you all about it. But before I get started, I want to ask you all that if you do enjoy my content, then please subscribe to the channel. I make several game related videos a week. Now, before anything, you need to know that being a squad leader in Hell Let Loose is very stressful and you need to keep your head cool. That is by far the most important thing. The reason why being the squad leader is very stressful is because you now have 3 chats to monitor, of which 2 will constantly be active. The squad chat and the officer or command chat. Now, I will assume you know how the chat works, but for those who do not know, let me explain. In game there are 3 chats. The local chat, marked in blue. This is used to locally chat with players who are not in your squad. The squad chat, marked in green. This is used to chat with your squad members. And the command chat, marked in red. This is used to chat with the commander and other squad leaders. So, besides all the battle noises, now you have 2 chats that are pretty active to deal with. This can be very stressful to players. The trick is to just phase them out of your brain. And when you are talking to your squad and the players in the command chat are also talking, don't stop talking, just talk over the people in the command chat. Remember, your squad mates don't hear the command chat, so just keep saying what you were saying to them. It seems rude, like you're talking over someone in the command chat. And that is exactly what you need to do. Just talk over them. Not when you're talking to somebody in the same chat, obviously. If things get too messy in the chat and people are talking non-game related things or talking too long, just ask them if they can keep it to the essentials because you can't understand the command chat or your squad mates. Don't be shy. All squad leaders have this problem, so no one will mind less chatter. The thing to remember with the chats is keep it short and to the point. The same goes for your squad chat. If you can't understand the command chat because your squad is talking too much, then just ask them to be silent for a bit because you can't understand the command chat. They will fully understand. Now, as a squad leader, you have several important jobs. 1. Organize your squad, make sure they have a mic and use it. 2. Check if you have new players in your squad. If you see a level 5 or abouts, then he might need some help with the game, like how to spawn or how to change classes. 3. Make sure you have a support class in your squad. You will need his supplies to build garrisons. 4. Make sure you have an engineer class in your squad. You will need him to make supply nodes for the team and the commander, so that he can spawn in tanks, supply drops, airheads, bombing runs and so forth. If no one has taken up these classes, then request them and explain why they are so important. Now, if someone switches to engineer class, then ask the commander to spawn in a supply truck so the engineer can take it and build his resource nodes. Make sure you keep your squad with you. The more eyes and ears and guns you have, the better off you are in a firefight against the enemy. If the commander is not giving any specific orders, then ask for them. Your main task is to build outposts and garrisons. Now let me explain how outposts and garrisons work. Both function the same way with a few differences. A outpost is a spawn point that only your squad can use. It is represented by a green triangle on the map. The respawn time is a maximum of 20 seconds. A outpost will turn red when the enemy comes within 50 meters, and it will become unspawnable if the enemy is within 15 meters. You can build one anywhere on the map up to 400 meters into enemy terrain, or in other words, within 2 enemy blocks if you look on the map zoomed out. One block on the map is 200 by 200 meters. If you make a new outpost, the old one will disappear. How to destroy an outpost? The squad leader picked it up. The terrain you made your outpost in becomes enemy terrain. This does not apply to the recon team. An enemy player comes within 5 meters of an outpost. An enemy vehicle comes within 10 meters of an outpost. An explosion from a grenade. An explosion from a tank or AT shell. An explosion from an AT rocket and a settle charge will all destroy an outpost. Now let's talk about garrisons. A garrison is a spawn point that the whole team can use, and it has a maximum respawn time of 40 seconds. These garrisons are the key to victory. A lack of them will probably make your team lose. Your team can make a maximum of 8 garrisons, and I suggest you always build 8 as a team. To make a garrison you will need 50 supplies, and this is the reason why you need a support class player in your squad. You also have the option to request the commander for an air supply drop on the location you want to make a garrison. But an airplane going overhead and a crate hanging from a parachute coming down tends to attract the attention from the enemy. And by the way, this is why you need an engineer class in your squad, else no resource nodes is no commander abilities. So it is always better to have a support player with you. This way you can make a garrison with a little bit more stealth. You could also request the commander to spawn you a supply truck in the headquarters. It has 2 supply crates on it, each are 100 supplies. Just know you need to be further away than 400 meters or 2 blocks on the map from the HQ before you can drop the supply crates from the truck. The garrisons need to be more than 200 meters separated from each other, as mentioned before. If you open the map and zoom out, one block is 200 by 200 meters. So when you want to build a garrison, keep this in mind. Dry test it before you commit to it. And by that I mean hold your watch in your hand, scroll to the garrison and see if it tells you if it lacks supplies. It will tell you if you are too close to another garrison. It will tell you. Do this before you ask your support player to drop his supplies, or before you ask the commander to parachute some in. A garrison will turn red when the enemy is within 50 meters and unspawnable if they are within 15 meters, and it costs 50 supplies to build. You can also build a garrison in enemy hold terrain for up to 400 meters or 2 blocks on the map. But then it will cost 100 supplies to build. The garrison will be unspawnable if the enemy is within 100 meters of its location. How to destroy a garrison? The terrain the garrison is in becomes enemy terrain. A satchel charge explosion. Dismantled by enemy infantry. An explosion from an AT rocket, an explosion from an AT gun or tank shell. The commander took it down using his commander abilities. That will cost 100 manpower. The squad leader that built it has dismantled it. Now let's discuss the officer or squad leader loadout. Well, it is nothing to write home about. Yes, he has good weapons and combinations of loadouts, especially the smoke and hand grenades are very useful to have. But it's nothing we have not seen on other classes. But there is one piece of equipment that the squad leader has that is kind of rare and underrated in my opinion, and that is the binoculars. Having the ability to see beyond the naked eye, to spot the enemies before they even see you, is a very powerful weapon to have. For example, if you have a machine gunner in your squad and you stand next to him spotting targets, he will love you for it. It is also a great way to spot enemy vehicles and troop movement. Don't forget to mark them on the map so your squad members and fellow squad leaders can see the threat. And this brings me to the map and map markers. Everyone can see the commander's map markers. They have a 3-star icon above them. Only the squad can see their squad leader map markers. All squad leaders can see other squad leader map markers. So if you see that the other squad leader puts down a tank marker, meaning an enemy tank was spotted near that marker, then put your squad tank marker right next to it. Open the map using the M key, right click the location where you want the marker to be and then choose the appropriate marker. Now your squad can see the marker by pressing T or on the map, and especially your anti-tank player will be grateful. It is very important to share all combat information. If you spot an enemy tank or a whole enemy squad running, then ping and mark them on the map and let your squad and other squad leaders know, especially when encountering enemy tanks. Friendly tanks and anti-tank players will want to know this critical, vital combat information. You can ping a target by aiming at them with the binoculars or your weapon, then clicking the mouse wheel and a temporary icon will appear. Open the map and right-click the ping location and put the map marker down that represents the enemy target best. Now that we have talked about communication, garrisons, outposts and map markers, it is time to talk about tactics. And then I find myself saying the most cliché things. For example, when the frontal attack failed 5 times, don't try a 6th time and go around the flank. When no one is defending the objective, then you should do it. When no one makes a garrison, then you should build one. If you need help because you are being outnumbered and overrun defending a point, then ask for help. You know what? It might all be very cliché and cheesy, but it's true. If no one does the thing you deem critical, then do it. If you want the job done well, then do it yourself and don't depend on others to do it. It is as simple as that. Keep looking on the map. Keep an ear out for interesting news in the command chat and from your own squad. Keep your squad with you at all times. Make an outpost or a garrison in a smart spot, not in an open field. In essence, combat and map experience is what you need, and that will come by playing as a squad leader. A class I love to play. It was the 2nd class I got up to level 10. It is not an easy class. Not everyone has natural leadership abilities, but take charge of your squad. Have a plan for what to do or follow the commander's orders. In any case, motivate and explain what your plan is and say it like you are in the army. That always works for me. I say something like, guys, we got orders from the commander. We are going north to flank around this mess in front of us. I will make a new outpost as soon as I'm in a good position. In almost all cases, my squad members will reply with a positive reaction and follow me. Of course they will. Why wouldn't they? I at least sound like I know what I'm doing. And we are playing a World War II army game. Orders from the commander? Hell yeah, we will follow you, right? Call it role playing if you want, but it works. It is the same when you start a new squad. You need to support and the engineer class. Like I explained earlier, I always say something like, can somebody please go support? We really need to be able to make garrisons. If someone says, sure, yeah, I tell him, you are going to get my XP bonus on the end of the game. Thanks, buddy. With the engineer it is the same. I will say something like, we really need an engineer to make some notes for the commander so we can get some commander abilities and tanks and stuff, right? And if somebody says, sure, I can go engineer and put down some notes, I can get you a truck if you need in the HQ. When you are done building nodes, you can just switch to any other class. And most of the times people will react positive to this, because we are all playing the same game, right? We are all heading towards the same goal. In the end, it is all about motivating your squad and they will follow you. Now, here is a rundown of everything that you need to do or check. 1. Organize your squad, make sure they have a mic and use it. 2. Check if you have new players in your squad. If you see a level 5 or about, then he might need some help. Number 3. Make sure you have a support class. Number 4. Make sure you have an engineer class in your squad. Number 5. Keep making garrisons, both defensive and offensive. Make and update your outpost, depending on what your plan is. Number 7. Keep an eye on the map and place copy map markers for your squad. Motivate your squad, explain what you are doing or what the plan is. And above all, stay calm and collective. Well, I hope this tutorial was useful to you and I could teach you at least one new thing. Then it was well worth making, and if you did find it useful, then please leave me a like. It really helps me to get my videos recommended to other people. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I try to make at least several videos a week. Join us on our great little Discord and follow me on Twitter. My name is Burning Wiki, and I will see you all next time.